We're on episode 24, right?
That is correct.
Yeah.
Cool.
Episode
I
25.
often forget the episode title.
The stream is going on the Facebook.
Cool. When you start that stream, I will just real quickly share it because I always do that during the intro and then like screw up the intro.
Then get distracted.
Yeah.
Let's mute that.
Okay.
And we'll do the share on the personal space and then to the group.
Oh, I forgot we shared to the group because I'm basically not in it anymore. I'm still in it. I just don't look at it.
Yeah.
Wait. Sam, talk again?
Hello?
That happens every now and again.
Okay, that was weird. I don't know, you got like some digital noise popping up.
Yeah, I heard a bit of fuzz on my headphones.
Yeah, better clear out your ears to get rid of that digital sound.
Oh, the fucking Mario Party. I had to watch the Mario Party.
I just wanted to talk about conferences, so I didn't really bring a game.
Yeah, I think we're just bringing conference games.
I just meant conferences in general.
Okay, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, I think we can. I mean, I think that we could talk about that too, especially since all the conferences were really interesting and different. So
yeah, just having
a quick conversation about all of those different conferences because I feel like each of them had their own thing for it. Better or worse.
Did any of us watch the Devolver one or the PC Game Show? Like I know Allison, you and
both.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't watch Devolver, but I watched most of PC Game.
Devolver is like meme bullshit.
Yeah.
But it did have a couple of cool games and actually, and then also set up the conference for next year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it had a to be continued.
That's great. Did they also have like another Dave Lang joke? Because last year they had some Dave Lang joke.
Right.
Yeah, there was like
a point.
Joke. It was the same joke, but then there was like also a point where like what looked like the ghost of Dave Lang was like walking around on stage, or like a Dave Lang hologram or something like that. And you're like, is that Dave Lang?
That's amazing.
But yeah, no, they made the same Dave Lang memorial. Thing.
That seems more relevant this year. I haven't watched that couch segment yet. Is it amazing?
Oh my! I cried laughing.
I need to watch that too.
They supposedly they're not doing it next year. That's what they were saying on the couch, but I don't know.
Like they being Adam Boys and Dave and Johnny.
Yeah.
They have to be sensible. Okay. By the way, I didn't do a quiz this week because I literally didn't have time, but we'll start off with the E3 results from the betting.
Yay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Let's podcast.
It's a Sony.
It is a Sony. I need to look up some adverts with that slogan on it. Hello everybody and welcome to episode 24 of Gaming Fix. I did remember the number and didn't have to ask everyone beforehand. I am your moderator, Sam Harrison. No, wait, commissioner of the betting league, Sam Harrison.
Not the
today,
bookie.
Yep, bookie. Yeah, commissioner, bookie. It all makes sense. Today I have with me the number 1, 2, and 3 contenders in the only contenders that turned up in the E3 2018 Gaming Fix Betting Special Championship Edition Alpha E3
TM.
Yeah. We also have a special guest with us today. We've got Cheska.
Hello. Yay.
Now we've had our special guest introduction. I'll let you guys all do your fun intro jokes that I assume Andre workshops all week. So, Alex, you go first.
I'm going to get banned from Twitter after trying to murder Dave Lang.
Allison?
You know that dancing panda in the Ubisoft conference? That was me.
And Andre.
Yeah, I'm only in the rainbow edition of this podcast, so you have to get the updated boards for your machine.
Makes sense. So first off, we are going to be talking about E3 this week. So we're not going to be bringing games as we normally would. That we will resume normal service next week, and maybe we'll do something fun to commemorate going back to normal service, but probably not. We'll probably just do the regular deal.
I mean, it's also the 25th episode, so
yeah, 25th episode
to do it.
25th episode is good, but 26th is big because 26 is a quarter of a year.
So we could have two big weeks, 25 and then
half a year.
26.
Wow,
we could
so many half anniversaries.
Okay, so I'm not going to give you guys. I'm just going to run through the betting very quickly. I will leave the scores to the end, but I'll read out a few of the bets that scored points, which I think is kind of the best way to do it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, scoring points in the quickfire bets. So, basically, everyone got points in quickfire. So, in the quickfire round, Alex got 10 points. Alison got 12 points.
Wow.
Andre got 9 points. Erica got 10 points. And Pat got 10 points. So the median was 10.
Wow. I really came in underperforming there.
Yeah. Nothing new.
Wow.
Will Shadow the Hedgehog be shown in any press conference? I checked. That was a 0. Will a new Final Fantasy game be announced? No. Will Banjo or Kazooie be revealed as a character in Smash? No. Will a Nintendo Switch be shown outside of the Nintendo Direct, which is one that everyone said was going to happen, and it was. It was shown in the Ubisoft Direct, the Ubisoft conference. Will a new Star Wars game be announced? Everyone except Alex thought that was going to be the case, and it was the case. Will a basketball game be at any press conference? Everyone except Erica said yes to that, and they were all right. Will a character use a whip as a weapon? Now, this was a difficult one. In the Nintendo Direct, in the Xenoblade 2 section, it looks like one of the characters is using a whip as a weapon. And so I gave everyone who said yes a point for this, which was everybody except Erica. Will any non-gaming apps be announced for Nintendo Switch? A lot of people said yes to that. It was a no.
Did I say no to that one?
Because they just announced Smash.
Yeah, for friggin' like, what was it, like 40 minutes?
25 minutes.
Oh my god.
I watched that twice.
Felt like an hour.
Sure some of the bets were right. Non-gaming apps. Andre, you said no to that one. Everyone except Alison also said yes to that. So it was you and Alison were the only guys who scored that round. Will Captain America be shown in any conference? Everybody said no except Erica, and it was a no. The Square Enix Avengers game was missing in action. Will a new hardware accessories be announced? Phil Spencer kind of announced the next Xbox, so I said that was a yes.
Did you say hardware? I thought it was hardware accessories or hardware or accessories.
Hardware and or accessories.
Okay.
Just trying to get some points there.
No, I'm just trying to
make to that one. Will Drake be at any press conference? Everyone said no. It was a no. Shin Megami Tensei shown on any stage? Everyone said yes, and that was a no. So that was the one that everyone got wrong.
Nintendo's. What the fuck?
Yeah, I know. It's so sad.
Fortnite be any press conferences? Everyone said yes. That was a yes. Will an actor who has been in a Star Wars movie appear at a press conference? Which I thought was a good joke, but it turns out that Joseph Gordon-Levitt played a Beastie Boys reference, a character called Slow and Low in The Last Jedi. So he was on the Ubisoft stage, and Alison and Alex both scored points for it.
Yeah, high five.
Yay, high five.
And here's an interesting question at the end. Will Luigi have a gun? Now, I watched the Mario Party trailer 4 times to double check, because they show about 30 minigames for about 3 seconds in that trailer. There was one time where Luigi is flying a plane with a gun on it, and there is one time where Luigi, it looks like it might be Luigi in a tank, but I didn't count those as Luigi having a gun.
That's fair.
Alex and Erica were the only people who thought Luigi would have a gun, so no, would not have a gun, and so they scored points.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Nobody else did. So Hail Mary bets. Only one person scored points here, and it was Pat because he said the words Death Stranding, so he got 1 point.
Hold on.
There would be a Death Stranding gameplay reveal. So out of the possible 15 points, I gave him a point.
Pretty sure I had the word "of" in my Hail Mary bet. Wait, no, what was my Hail Mary? No, never mind. I said Waluigi. I said
Waluigi. Game, you cowards.
I mean, I had Star Wars. I had Star Wars Jedi. If you stopped it there.
I said Nintendo GameCube, and there was a GameCube controller shown during the Switch announcement. So
that's true.
None of you needed the points as hard as Pat, so let's carry on.
I don't
going on to EA. Everyone scored points.
Okay, wait. Well, we knew Death Stranding was going to be there, so how is that a Hail Mary?
I could take away a point, but it doesn't change. It doesn't change the standings.
That does. I don't care. It could change the standings later.
Okay, I'm gonna take. No, I feel that Pat earned that point because he said there would be a gameplay trailer, and there was gameplay.
So I could have just gone. My Hail Mary is, and then guessed every game that was going to be at E3, and then just gotten points for saying games.
No,
you can have been like, "Oh, Rage 2 is going to be there."
Well, if Pat's getting points for just saying Death Stranding.
So he said Death Stranding gameplay trailer. So Pat's full bet, which I was willing to give up to 15 points for a Hail Mary that came true. Pat's full bet was Death Stranding will get a 20-minute gameplay reveal with Norman Reedus and Mads playing their respective characters in multiplayer, revealing the game to be a narrative, co-op, competitive multiplayer experience. Beta will be announced for fall 2018.
None of that
happened. Of the points you made, I feel like Death Stranding and gameplay reveal were correct.
Was that gameplay?
But I think they said it's gameplay.
I mean,
it looks like gameplay, but we still don't know what the game is.
All right,
here's what I'll say. Here's what I'll say.
I get a point for that question.
Gone Home is a game. Is a walking simulator. It's a game. Death Stranding is a walking simulator, and it's not a game.
Ooh.
I'll put it to the council. Does everybody think Pat could maintain his point, or should he lose it?
Wait, so are we saying that of a possible 15 points, we're giving him 1?
Yes.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah. It's a point.
Okay.
Looks like you are overruled, Andre.
When Pat wins by 1 point, you're going to be pissed.
So
we're going to come back to this moment.
Moving on to EA, and I'd like to give a special shout out here for Alex getting what I believe are some of his only points outside of the quickfire bets by saying there would be a new CNC.
And almost getting the title right.
Yeah. Erica and Andre scored 0 points in EA. Onto Microsoft. So Alex got 0 points on EA. Microsoft. Let me just make this window a little bit bigger so I can see the scores and don't have to keep shifting. Allison, I was very generous to because she said at least 2 games with Battle Royale modes will be featured, and Battlefield 5 and PUBG were both featured, and they both have Battle Royale modes.
But it's not a mode in PUBG, it's the game.
I mean, I think there was also another Battle Royale shown. Those are the 2 that I noticed first.
PUBG has a new mode that has the war mode, so now the Battle Royale is just one of the modes.
It's the default, though.
That makes sense.
I think it's...
and Alison also said something will be announced that is 100% exclusive to Xbox Game Pass, and the fast start technology that woman talked about on stage for way too long is exclusive to Xbox Game Pass, so she gets 1 point.
I forgot about that.
Yeah,
I did too.
Most other people did. Andre, you got 1 point for that one because you said the words Forza Horizon 4. So You said it was going to be set in South America or possibly Brazil, but I gave you a point for saying Forza Horizon 4. Erica got 3 points.
If Below gets a release date in like 2 weeks and it's this summer, do I get a point?
No.
Below was on stage. Do I get a point for that?
Was Below on stage?
Yeah, it showed up in that
Did it get a
montage.
release date though?
No, but hey, Pat can get a point for Death Stranding. Below was been MIA for like 2 years.
So Pat got 1/15 of the possible points for his question. I'll give you 1/15, but I am going to round it. So it's 0 again for that bet.
The point was there.
MIA for 2 years.
Pat and Alison were the only people to get 3 points on a single bet this round, because Pat said Gears of War 5 would be announced, and that was a full 3-pointer. Moving on to Bethesda, 0 points for Alex, 0 points for Andre, 0 points for Eric.
There was a VR headset on stage.
There was not a VR headset on stage.
There was
a graphic of a VR headset on
there
a
was
screen.
there was an image of one.
It was like a Google Cardboard VR. Like, I didn't count that. I'm sorry, Alex.
Fine.
It wouldn't change the standing if I had. So Alison, 3 points for new Fallout coming out this year. Pat got 1 point for Todd Howard's on stage to demo a new space game, because he was on stage and he did talk about a space game. So I gave him 1 point out of possible 3.
Garfield looks pretty good.
I got 2 points for new mobile game announced and is out right now and linked to a 2018 release. I felt good about that. Square. Alison was the only person to get a point there because she said Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer featuring a Marvel character, and there was a Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer.
This is the same trailer that was at Microsoft, though, wasn't it?
Yep. It was still there, buddy.
Fucking goddamn it.
That Kingdom Hearts trailer was everywhere.
Oh, you safe bet.
What?
There were a lot
Why
of
did this
safe
open?
bets, I will say.
He didn't even send a message.
Maybe next year I will enforce a riskiness factor. Okay. Ubisoft. Alison came away with 6 points in Ubisoft. So she got every one of her bets was in one way correct. She got 3 points for new Mario Plus Rabbids expansion for the Donkey Kong, because she was just 100% right.
But we knew that was a thing.
Did we know about the Donkey Kong expansion?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought this was going to be like a new one. I'm like willing to take a couple of points off.
Okay, then you're gonna get a 0 for that bad boy.
Rip.
Let me just quickly adjust the score.
I thought they were going to be like, here's another one.
Yeah. No, it was nice to see Grant Kirkhope on stage, though.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, Alex, 0 point. Andre, 0 point. Erica, 0 point. Pat got 1 point. I got 2 points. I had talked a lot about that. My division bet got me 2 points. That was basically it. Sony, Alex got 3 points. The new Remedy game, Project 7, is shown.
There was also a new Japan Studio game, which is a new IP, though.
Was
It
it?
during the conference.
It was
after.
at the thing immediately after.
After everyone stopped watching.
I'm sorry, Alex, but I cannot count that.
Oh man.
Alison, you got another Death Stranding trailer. No obvious gameplay. And you got 2 points for that, because I'm not sure it was obvious, and I don't really
There
know
was
how to
gameplay,
categorize
yeah.
it.
Fucking Allison's normal bet.
Andre, you got Hitman Season 2. I gave you that. I gave you 2 points for that, because even though it wasn't at the press conference, it was announced and it was Sony. So you got 2 points.
Yes.
And I think it was shown. I could be wrong.
No, it wasn't. They didn't show it.
They kind of showed like the F1 stuff, but
yeah,
not at the conference thing.
I feel like it was in a like sizzle reel or something, but I could have been wrong. I watched it at 3 a.m. Eric and Pat, 0 point for Sony. And then Nintendo, the one we all got wrong.
Yeah.
Hey, that's bullshit.
Except for Andre. Andre got 4 points, and Erica got 3 points. Nobody scored anything else on Nintendo. So you've been keeping score. In the tailing is me because I couldn't take part in the quickfire bets. And I got 11 points.
I think my Fortnite prediction should supersede Erica's because it was more specific. So I should get Erica's points.
I like how you're attacking Pat and Erica, the two who aren't here today.
They can't defend themselves.
Well, Erica's bets were all bullshit.
What I've done is I've taken away 2 points from Erica because your bet was better than hers.
Nice.
So she'll get 1 on Nintendo and you'll get 4.
Okay.
Okay, so in last place is me. Coming up in 5th place is Erica with 14 points. And then for a tied 3rd place, we have Andre and Alex with 16 points.
Oh, yeah.
See, Alex, I got to keep Erica down. It's for us.
I feel you.
She would have been on 16 as well. So, and then in 2nd place with 20 points is your best boy, well, 2nd best boy, Pat, which leaves us with one person, leaves us with Allison with 28 points, which was 31 until I realized about the Mario Rabbids DLC.
Yeah, that's her.
It was a commanding lead pretty much straight away.
Dang, son.
Yeah, 28 points for Allison. Scores on the doors.
Yay!
That's like 12 more points than we have, Andre.
It is almost 3 times as many points as I got.
Well, I mean, you didn't take part of the quickfire, so.
Yeah, if I'd got the median of 10 points, I would have come 2nd.
Yeah.
So that means that my bets were very good, or that I was generous marking myself because I knew it didn't matter. So I had the thought these points would go on to the yearly tally for the quiz, but I've changed my mind, and I'm now going to keep these in reserve for a yearly E3 league. So every year we're going to be comparing and contrasting bets. I may also abstain in terms of scoring and what have you next year and ask to see all the bets in advance so that I can approve whether they are risky enough and do a bit of research to make sure they haven't already happened.
This sounds way too clinical. Let's just start betting about how many butts are on stage.
So one of the Easy Allies bets this year in their betting special was the amount of times that Lara Croft jumps in the Tomb Raider trailer added to the amount of times you see anything on a periscope view whilst in a naval game, and the total of that. They had some very weird, very esoteric bets. I would very highly recommend watching their streams because they're quite funny. The betting special ones, at least. Okay, so yeah, that's the outcome of E3. Let's move into some press conference chat. So we talked about EA. Does anyone have anything they want to talk about from Microsoft? I think, Andre, you wanted to talk about Cyberpunk.
Yeah, I mean, really, that's a PC game, but yeah, they showed at the end of Microsoft. I got that co-marketing money. Man, I am so excited for that game. I've been excited since that first teaser trailer dropped in 2013, I think, and that was just hey, we're making something besides The Witcher 3, but hey, we're still making The Witcher 3. This is for after. And so it was good to finally get to see something more, even though it was just a cinematic trailer. But reading all the previews for the hour-long gameplay demo they were doing behind closed doors has me so excited. And I think we're going to get to see it at Gamescom. I think there's some hints in the trailer that point in that direction. But yeah, so apparently it starts, the demo starts on character creation. And it's just fully nude character, and then they pixelated out the genitals. So I think, and what they've said, there might be genital customization in the final game.
Jeez.
Oh man, is it Saints Row 2 then?
Except with fully nude. And it sounds like you might be able to do something similar to Saints Row 2 where you can customize gender fluidity type stuff.
So it has a gender slider.
No, they haven't confirmed that, but like they've said they're like thinking about it, and like the character creator isn't done. But since like 2077, like they are aware of like gender issues and the way people want to be represented theoretically. So hopefully there's like some cool stuff in representation that way. They played as a lady. I think my impression is that like your character, whoever you create, is like it's this person, like a person named V. And then you kind of go through a story and you can influence the story, kind of so similar to Witcher, but you get to create your own character and kind of play how you want and then influence the story in certain ways. But it's not like, it's more like directed than like a Fallout or a Skyrim, I think. I don't know, I have to see the trailer before, or like see the gameplay before I can say for sure, but I'm very excited about it. First person, which a lot of people seem to be upset about. I don't know why. No.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like I enjoy Dishonored and Prey and like things like that. So like a first person, like open world thing isn't like the worst thing. But like the thing that has me most like is when people are comparing it to like GTA. I don't like GTA.
I was muted a second ago, but just to chime in, I'm massively upset not upset, but disappointed that it's in first person. Like, I just don't gel with first person experiences or games. I can't play Prey, can't play, like, didn't get into Far Cry.
I think their reasoning is like really good for why they're doing it in first person though, because they want to like the claustrophobia and like the scale of like the city, and like getting like the HUD stuff and like the cybernetic implants where like your vision cuts out and then like now you're like watching this video feed in a different place, but it seems like you're there. And it's like I can see why they went first person, and I bet someone's gonna mod in like third person support because they have mod support on there. No, but if you have a PC, I'm gonna play it on PC. There's like that game's gonna run like dookie on PS4. Like Witcher 4 or Witcher 3 isn't like the great. I don't know how it runs on a pro, but like Witcher 3 apparently wasn't very good, so I don't expect Cyberpunk.
Yeah, I didn't have issues running Witcher 3 on PS4, but I mean, this is obviously a step further than Witcher 3, so
yeah, like Witcher 3 playable, but oh man, maybe CD Projekt is gonna work some magic, but man, I can't. When's Gamescom? August?
Yeah, that's one.
August 20th.
Yeah, that's one where I might check to see reviews to see how it runs on each system before I actually play it. Mostly because my PC is decent, but it's not fantastic. Like it's the best gaming laptop I could get for under $1,000. So it's like it plays everything, but it doesn't play everything great. And so I'm kind of, with a lot of these next gen games, I'm kind of like weighing what should I play it on, and so I'm probably gonna have to wait for this one.
I imagine it's a 2020 game at the earliest.
So Andre, what did you think of they had the hidden note at the end of their trailer? Did you read through that? And what did you think of their 4 bullet points?
Let's see. No DLC or no microtransactions.
Yep.
Good. Same DLC model as The Witcher. Okay. They put some like interesting stuff in there. There's a quest they added through DLC to The Witcher 3 where their whole town gets turned into pigs and then you have to save them.
I forgot all about that. I should play that quest.
Never heard of that. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's just you just wander upon this town out in the field and you're like, hey, where is everybody? Why are all these pigs here? I think it's pigs. And then like one's trying to talk to you. Yeah. So like a lot of it was just kind of like, hey, here's like a different weapon or like a weapon skin and stuff. So it's fine. Like there's so much stuff to do in that game. I wasn't like hurting for it. The game's finished when it's done. Okay, I trust you. I want to see what it looks like what it plays like. So just give me that gameplay trailer. And what was the other one? What was the fourth one?
I don't know. I probably should have pulled it up.
Okay, it's done when it's done. No loot boxes. Was it DLC similar to The Witcher 3?
Wait, loading it right now.
It's RPG.
Where are you? Where are you? This isn't it. Damn it.
Apparently, yeah, I'm not familiar with like cyberpunk lore or anything like that. I haven't played the games or read the books, but I'm really into like the aesthetic they're showing through the trailers and stuff. Oh yes.
Here we go. How big? Seriously big, but to be honest, we have no bloody clue at this point in time.
Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be very tall, because hey, it's a city. There's lots of skyscrapers. So, and like whereas Witcher was just like a big sprawling like flat thing, this will be very dense and like lots of buildings and whatnot.
Yeah, I think that sounds interesting, that to have more of that verticality in an open world versus just it being all big, sprawling, horizontal. So I think that could be really cool.
Yeah, I'm so looking forward to this game. Also, yeah, anything else from Microsoft people are interested in?
We Happy Few actually looked like it could be interesting, because I remember people were saying that the early access or whatever came to Steam, and then it just turned out to be like a procedurally generated survival thing that turned out being kind of crappy. But that trailer made it look like they're actually making it more story focused. So
it sounds like it's more Bioshocky.
Yeah, which is way more appealing than what ended up coming to Steam.
Yeah.
Ori 2 looks amazing.
That looked so good.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys played the original Ori, but
There's a really dumb thing in the original where there's like an area where after you finish it, you can't go back to it. Just like, what the fuck is the point of that in a Metroidvania?
I'm trying to remember. They showed The Division. They showed Forza Horizon 4.
Cool as hell.
Yeah, I'm really excited for Forza.
That looked really good.
Yeah.
Apparently the seasons change weekly.
Oh, cool.
Okay. Because I was wondering how often that was.
And then there are like different like challenges with each like season. So they're like constantly like, you have your weeklies.
Yeah. I think that looked really good. And I think in general, the Microsoft conference was a big success. They had a lot to prove in terms of games, and they very much were into, here's how many exclusives we have, here's how many premieres we have, and just kept going with games. I don't know if all of them were as memorable, but I thought that was cool.
Devil May Cry 5.
Looks cool. I thought Nero was new Dante from like DMC, but he wasn't.
Yeah, I know. I was really excited for another DMC follow-up, but
I mean, that looks like DMC in all but name. It's got attitude. It's got what sounded Combi Christ-y music.
Hopefully.
Yeah. There was Just Cause 4. There was Metro Exodus. There was that Sea of Thieves update thing.
I feel like I'm the only person who isn't interested in Metro Exodus.
I'm interested, but I don't know if I'm like invested.
I think I mentioned this to this in our chat, but Metro is one of those series where I'd like to be into it, but every time I've tried to play it, I'm like, I don't quite get into it. So
it's really clunky.
Yeah.
But there was also that new From Software game, the Shadows Die Twice thing.
Yep, Sekiro.
That looked rad.
Yeah,
my best man's game of the show.
The demo for that sounds pretty cool. Where like, when you die, you can come back like in the same spot, but like all the enemies will reset. Like they'll be like, oh yeah, he's dead. Okay, gonna walk away, and then you can since they're walking away, you can then like stealth them.
Right. Does anybody care about Halo Infinite?
And not based on what they showed. but that's because they didn't show anything. They just showed like, hey, we're making a Halo game.
Yep. How about Crackdown 3?
If I get to play as Terry Crews, then I'm more interested than I would ever have been for Crackdown. But
based on what Phil Spencer was saying on the Giant Bomb Couch about how it wasn't there yet. It didn't feel like a Crackdown game, so we had to push it. Like, that's maybe they get to feel like a Crackdown game. I've never played Crackdown, but I hope they get it to where they want it to be.
Have you played Infamous?
Yes.
It's similar to that, but worse.
Okay. Wow.
And more orbs.
Well, then people like that game?
Yeah, it was okay.
Okay.
I'm looking at a list. The last thing that seems noteworthy was that Cuphead DLC.
yeah. We didn't really see too much of it, but the new character, Miss Chalice, looks cute. So
Yeah, that's true.
I'd be excited to try that out, even though I never finished it.
Next year? Right?
I think so.
Okay.
I don't remember.
And Dying Light 2 looks really cool too. I kind of want to go back and play Dying Light 1.
So who's next? What's our next conference?
Is that Bethesda?
Bethesda?
Sam is muted.
Sorry, I'm muted. It's Bethesda next, yeah. Bethesda actually had a pretty good showing, I thought. Like, they showed a lot of interesting things, and they showed support for the fans in, like, praise stuff and talking about things and just saying, like, look, you all know Elder Scrolls 6 will come eventually. You all know Starfield will come eventually. Let's just be honest with you and say it's actually happening.
I think announcing, like, all they said was, hey, we're making Elder Scrolls 6. But I think announcing that is actually pretty smart, because since it's not coming soon, people are going to get really, like, into an Elder Scrolls craze and either buy Skyrim again or play Elder Scrolls Online.
Yeah.
Play Skyrim on Amazon Echo.
Are any of you interested in that Elder Scrolls Blades phone thing?
I know Pat is, but not really.
Yeah, it like when they were showing the combat, that just looked like the most tedious thing I've ever seen in the world.
I don't really know how much I feel like those games really work on like a phone, but
the combat looked better than like Skyrim, but
that's not hard.
Well,
fair enough. Though I did think their little skit with Keegan was pretty funny.
That I for being like game PR to be like, yeah, we get it. That was genuinely pretty entertaining, and it apparently is real. So
yeah, if you have an Alexa, whatever it's called, Amazon Echo, you can download it.
I think you can do it with just like a phone or a Android.
Yeah, there's a way to do it on a phone.
If you can download the Amazon app, then you can play it. So I might have to give that a shot before next week.
I should do that.
Mike Drucker of ex-IGN fame wrote that sketch, just in case anyone's curious. He talked about it on Twitter after the conference came out.
Doom 2 got announced, or Doom Eternal, a sequel to Doom.
I feel like they could/should have called that Doom 2. I don't know.
I don't think they have to. I think they can like set up like, okay, this is like a continuation or its own thing. So it's like Doom 5, Doom V.
I am looking forward to that Doom 2. Like, the trailer did not show anything gameplay related, but it looked good. Like, I love the concept.
2016 Doom. Like, it's gonna be it's gonna be 2016 Doom, but in 2019 or 2020, whenever. If we're gonna see gameplay, and is that August 2 QuakeCon? What is that? I don't know.
Who cares about QuakeCon?
I don't know. Well, if they're showing Doom, I care about QuakeCon.
But that's true. But yo, the way that conference started was real hot garbage.
It was the funniest.
Are
you ready to rage?
It was just so dumb.
Just like I mentioned this before the show, but just my favorite thing of this of the Bethesda conference was just seeing the audience shots of people not knowing what to do. during that Andrew WK performance, and it was so funny.
Hilarious.
6 minutes before they showed a video game at that show.
And well, I forget the tall dude's name, but when he was introduced, and then like he's like, yeah, and introducing this guy, and he's just like silent, like waving his arms for like a minute.
That conference started out so awkwardly, and then it wrapped up being pretty dang memorable. It also announced Starfield, which is the new space game that doesn't have much of anything to it, but I mean, honestly, if it was like kind of in the similar vein of other Bethesda open world games but in space, I'm into it.
I'm just gonna have the bugs because, like, I'm interested, but if they don't fix like the jank,
I mean,
like, little jank is okay, but if they don't fix like the general Bethesda jank, then I can't.
I agree. But to step back to Rage, the gameplay they showed for Rage 2 actually looked really fun.
It looked surprisingly decent, so
It looked like Doom.
Yeah, it looked like Doom, but like, I don't know, colorful and like with abilities and stuff.
Yeah. That's not a bad thing. I just when I saw it, I was like, oh, okay, nope, this is this
like,
looks like a Bethesda shooter.
But plus Avalanche weirdness.
Yeah.
Was there anything else really worth talking about from Bethesda? There was the Prey DLC.
Wolfenstein.
Wolfenstein.
Youngblood, which is apparently can be played both solo or co-op, but co-op seems fun. I've already enlisted my sibling to play it with me because I think that would be fun.
I think I'm on record as saying that I think that if this is Wolfenstein 3, BJ should have been the main character of that, and it should have been the finish of his story. I don't know if they'll finish his story.
Wolfenstein 3.
I don't think it is. Because I don't think like there was like a multi-year break between
2 years.
Yeah, so I think this is like their Old Blood type expansion.
Yeah, especially since it's called Youngblood in which is pretty similar to Old Blood. So I'm guessing it's going to be something like that.
It very well could be, but like the 20-year difference between like in the story just makes it weird. Like, how are they going to wrap up BJ's story in a Wolfenstein 3 if we already know what happens 20 years later?
Yeah, if we know.
Yeah, we'll see.
Hey, sometimes Nazis come back.
In mecha form.
Yeah, that's pretty proven by America in 2018. So
USA. But
you guys are bringing it back. Racism.
Yeah, America's the only racist country.
Yeah. But yeah, Fallout 76 looks fine, I guess.
I'll play it.
Yeah, it's. I feel like half the time I've looked at it, I'm like, okay, I'm kind of interested, but we'll see.
Anyone watched the No Click documentary yet?
Not yet.
Maybe today.
I'm so behind on everything. I haven't watched any of the night shows. I haven't watched barely any coverage of E3 apart from the official press conferences. So I would like to watch that one because I think that's probably the most interesting one for a while. But we'll see. Next after that bad boy
was Ubisoft.
Yeah, I think so. I had it on my list here.
Yo.
No, Square Enix.
Oh god, I forgot about Square Enix.
I did too.
I still haven't actually watched what they showed.
It was it'll take you about 20 minutes, so don't worry.
Yeah, it's about 20-25 minutes. Half the trailers had already been shown at other conferences or previous E3s. And the most interesting thing for me was that they showed a Dragon Quest XI trailer, which looked great because that game was great.
It does look good. Like, I was actually surprised at how interesting that looks. It started with the Tomb Raider trailer, right?
I legitimately skipped past that because I've seen so much of that.
It ended with Tomb Raider. Or did it end with Tomb Raider? I'm just looking at a.
It started with Tomb Raider.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it started, and then it ended with that. It ended with that Quiet Man thing that I was all psyched. I was like, "Oh, is this a Sleeping Dogs trailer?" And then it wasn't.
I thought it was The Bouncer 2.
If it was Sleeping Dogs, that would have been really good. I was just disappointed because it looks like it's not legitimately going to be FMV
game.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
was
they
excited for the
started it with that.
FMV.
I'd like
It's
to.
gonna be a big budget, terrible FMV, and I'd be all for that.
Square Enix isn't going to make a big budget FMV game.
I know they aren't, but I can dream.
Activision is more likely to make a big budget FMV game.
Alex, I just want to let you know that I think there is more likelihood of there being a Bouncer 2 than a Sleeping Dogs 2.
I wasn't saying there was the Sleeping Dogs 2. It was for the movie trailer because the Sleeping Dogs movie is coming out.
Yep. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I feel like they wouldn't have closed that studio if they were actually going to make a Sleeping Dogs movie. Like,
Yeah, I wish they
why-
hadn't closed that studio because it was such a good studio.
Like, why bother making the movie if you're not going to make the games?
Licensing money.
Rip Sleeping Dogs is great. So
It is really good.
I expect that game was licensed a very long time ago, and somebody spent that money and hired, I don't know, Jet Li or whatever, so they felt like they had to finish that movie.
Yeah. The only other thing from that conference that I remember being somewhat interesting, but not interesting enough for me to commit, was the Final Fantasy cross Monster Hunter thing.
yeah,
That was cool as hell, but you know,
fight a behemoth
Rathalos.
with a Monster Hunter.
Yeah, you can fight a Rathalos and you can have a feline as a pet, and there's a new potion which works like a Monster Hunter potion.
Yep, and then
Yeah.
they finished the trailer with everybody drinking the potion at the same time.
Mhm.
It was so stupid.
Yes, it is very good.
That's literally all of Squeenix.
I feel like that was it.
Next is Sony.
No, Sony's second to
Ubisoft.
last. Next is Ubi.
Oh, right.
Ubi was a good showing, but I think for me, I was more disappointed. I was really disappointed in Ubi that they showed Assassins and they didn't show Watch Dogs. Or not that they showed, that they have made an Assassins and not given it that 2-year break that really served Origins well.
I think. Sorry. I kind of agree. I think it would have been really amazing to see the Watch Dogs show up in any capacity during E3. I think there's one anecdote from our chat that needs to be mentioned, and that's that Erica was watching this conference while babysitting and was watching the Giant Bomb stream and then had to explain to the child that she was with what it meant when Jeff Gerstmann said, "I want to fuck that panda."
Just means he really loves it. He loves the panda.
Yep.
Speaking of Assassin's Creed, which does not involve a panda.
You know what? I bet Alexios would fuck a panda.
Well, I mean, never say never. I'm legitimately really excited about Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and I don't know if I thought I was going to be before this conference, but it seems like they're really leaning into the RPG nature of it to the point where I've seen it basically be compared to Assassin's Creed meets like the BioWare games, which because it has like you choose between multiple characters, and granted you don't get to change who those characters are. They're just Alexios and Cassandra, but you get to change those choose between characters. You get to there's romance options, there's dialogue options, and so apparently the story of the game is that it's based in the Peloponnesian War between Athens and Sparta. So you play a mercenary and you get to choose which faction you're doing missions for, basically. So you get to kind of determine the outcome of who's your reputation with both groups. And it sounds just really interesting that they're adding these big RPG elements into Assassin's Creed, or just making it a lot more of an RPG. And so I think it looks really great. I mean, I totally get that having a little bit of a gap makes sense, especially since it doesn't sound like Assassin's Creed is going to be a yearly franchise anymore, which I think is really good for it. But at the same time, if they have multiple teams working on these and it's ready, then I really want to play this game. So everything I've heard from people who've played it say it looks really good. So I am surprisingly very for Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Yeah, and I remember one thing that you were saying, I think it was earlier in the same Ubisoft conference, was they were showing Skull and Bones, and you were like, this would be so appealing if it was a pirate game where there's, not purely multiplayer and there's story, but then it looks like there's the pirate part of this, and there's story.
Combat is back. People are saying that the boat stuff in Assassin's Creed Odyssey feels really good too. That it's not quite as complicated from what I've heard as in Black Flag, but kind of more streamlined. So I'm all fine with that.
Wasn't there boat combat in Origins?
I haven't played Origins yet.
I haven't played Origins either.
I think so.
I think it was very good, but I'm tentatively
There is boat stuff, but I don't know whether there is boat combat.
It's 2018. Everyone's doing boat stuff.
If only we had Pat here. I think he actually played that game.
There is boat stuff in Odyssey or Origins.
I'm genuinely thinking about trying to find a copy of Origins that I can play before Odyssey comes out. But I just think it looks really fun, and I think that them jumping more towards that kind of RPG thing is pretty smart and very exciting stuff.
So, given their intense love of being historically accurate, do you think that there will be Cappy DLC, given that it is also an Odyssey?
Oh my gosh, I was actually thinking about pulling up my phone to play the Super Mario Odyssey theme song when talking about this game. Ubisoft and Nintendo, they have that really great relationship, so you never
That's true.
know.
Eves and Miyamoto have been on the same stage multiple times now.
That's why I gave him that Starlink thing, is so you'd be like, okay, I want Mario in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And they had 2 trailers cut, and one of them had Mario, the other one didn't. And they were gonna play the one that Miyamoto okayed.
I mean, we already had Mario in Assassin's Creed 2 with Ezio's uncle.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Who starts going, "It's me, Mario."
Oh my god, I completely forgot about that.
One of my favorite jokes in video game history is when your Uncle Mario goes, "Hey Ezio, it's me, Mario."
I was like, wait, what are you doing here?
Oh, that would be amazing.
Have him miraculously travel back in time to Greece, and it's like, it's me, Mario, and you're like, what's going on?
But yeah, no, Odyssey looks really good, and I totally agree with you. The RPG stuff makes it way more appealing. Because I really liked Assassin's Creed 2, and then especially Syndicate. I really loved it. So adding on this RPG elements to the current Assassin's Creed games, which I really like Syndicate, I think that's going to be just so appealing to me. Man, I think Ubisoft had a really strong conference overall. Beyond starting with that weird panda thing, going straight into Beyond Good and Evil 2 looked amazing. Even if it's completely CG, I'm super in.
I couldn't see the screen because whoever's running the cameras just fucking. Here's a picture of the stage where you can see the screen, but it's small. Who the fuck ran that? God damn it.
Yeah, that was real sad. But Beyond Good and Evil 2, man.
Ubisoft was just okay, don't show full screen the alpha footage.
I think it was a solid conference. Even stuff that I wouldn't normally be interested in, like Starlink, they suddenly were just like, "Hey, look, it's Star Fox that's here. Let's make everybody more interested in this game."
Yeah, I think
stay away more.
I really liked the way they teased that reveal. I think I typed it into our chat. I was like, "Oh, Star Fox reference," because if you listen to the radio chatter, it was going dub 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 dub, and I was like, "Oh, cute! It's the NES or SNES Star Fox stuff." But then there was Star Fox. Mind slightly melted, not very much though.
I think that was just a good way to show off Ubisoft is supporting their games a lot. The Division 2, the way they do the first year of DLC is all free, which is super smart, and I hope that pushes Bungie and BioWare to do something similar with Anthem and Destiny going forward. I don't think EA has said anything about Anthem's DLC plans, but I hope they do something similar where like here's some stuff you can buy on the side to like cosmetics or whatever, but you know, the gameplay is free.
Yeah, they said it's all. They said that all the microtransactions will be cosmetics and that only. But
For
I don't know about
Division 2?
DLC.
For Division 2 or
No, for Anthem.
oh, okay, yeah. So I wonder, but that like for microtransactions, but I don't think that includes DLC.
That was the in Division 2. That was the case in Division 1. There was DLC, but no microtransactions from memory.
Yeah, so I hope that's like for these games as a service things, like if they do like here's your first year of content that's included in the game, and then if like okay you want to play in the second year, like here's like $40 or whatever for the second year of content, or you know maybe 60 if it's like really worth it, but you know I think 30-40 for a second year would be pretty good.
Yeah, 30 a year is reasonable for me.
Did any of you guys have any feelings about The Crew 2?
I don't know whether I'm even going to play it now, actually. I was talking to Pat about this, and I might just hold off for Forza, because if I'm only going I don't know if I've got 2 car games in me in a year, and I'm going to play the English one if I'm going to play 1 or 2.
That's reasonable.
I've driven around America a lot.
What the fuck? I'm looking at my Uplay store right now. I've got a bunch of games I didn't know I had.
Piranha is free, by the way, if you haven't got it. I got it earlier today.
Yeah.
I've got Beyond Good and Evil, The Crew 1, and now I have 4 on. I don't know when I got The Crew or Beyond Good and Evil.
Beyond Good and Evil's really good.
Maybe I'll play it over summer vacation.
Know what else is really good? Oh. Trials.
Oh, I'm so excited about that.
Love that they're diving into the community stuff, because I don't know if you guys have played the community levels for like Fusion or whatever, but like the community levels are sometimes absolutely insane, like really, really creative and amazing.
I really like the idea of Trials. I just like I don't know. There's something where I haven't gotten quite into it, but I'll probably give this one a shot.
I mean, it's the barrier to entry to Trials is pretty intense.
Yeah, I play, I think Trials 2 on Steam or something. I've played a bit of that, but like, you know, I want to like it, and I think they're cool games. I'm just bad at them.
Yeah, me too. But they're so cool.
I mean, they're hard games, but I liked Fusion a lot, and I'm excited about this. I'm intrigued by having it on Switch because I think this could be a fun game to
I think I might
play on the bus.
Yeah, I just hope they get rid of that trick system, because the trick system in Fusion was really bad.
They didn't show any tricks in the trailer, so I bet it's not in there.
I hope so. That was a mistake. And then I'm looking at our list here. The other thing that comes up was that Elijah Wood transference thing.
I skipped through that trailer. Or didn't pay attention during that trailer. I have no idea what that game is or is about. I think it might be an FMV game.
It's like a PTSD weird VR. You're in like, I don't know.
It seems cool. I don't know. I would probably try it if I had a VR headset, but I don't, so
I have PSVR, and I have zero interest in playing anything horror in PSVR, so sorry.
Are any of you guys going to play as the Wu Lin in For Honor?
I'm probably never going to play the copy of For Honor I'm downloading right now.
You don't even have to download it. You can just like claim it.
Yeah, you can just look at it.
Oh, it auto started the download, and I was like, "Oh fuck it, I'll give." If it's downloaded, I might actually try it. I'm not going to try it.
Yeah, I know if we had Pat here, he would be defending that game's honor. But
it sounds like
so I don't defend it.
Sounds like they made it nice and like good. So hey, I don't have anything wrong with it. Anything against it. I don't think I need it in my life.
Yeah, I thought the trailer looked pretty decent, but I just don't really have any interest in it.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that game survived, because like I watched like a bunch of my friends played that game the week it came out and fell off within like 3 or 4 days, and it sounded like getting into a match on the PC was taking them like half an hour.
Wow.
So like I'm surprised that it found its footing.
I think that's a console game. That's why.
Yeah,
that's why it's defeated.
But maybe it's got a, maybe on PC now's the time to jump in. I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe.
because they're giving it away.
All right,
It's like
but
Fortnite on Switch.
so what do we got left? We got Sony and Nintendo.
So Sony, I think, was again pretty disappointing for me. Like I came away from E3 with a lot of games that I didn't give a single shit about before E3 that I was now excited for, and a lot of games that I cared about before E3 that I either didn't see, didn't think were showed well, or missed entirely. Wouldn't say it's a disappointing E3, just that it felt a lot different to the last few years.
Yeah,
especially Nintendo and Sony. The last few years have been much better.
So there's a fair number of things coming out soon, like between like September and February 22nd.
Yeah,
but a lot of it is
on the 22nd, right?
Yeah, and then a lot of it is it only 4? It seems like every day I hear like there's another game on the 22nd.
Oh my god, yeah, it's
the,
stacked.
Whatever the Capcom game is the 22nd. Days Gone and Anthem and Division 2.
I love how in Sony's conference they showed Days Gone as like kind of a throwaway half trailer for like 30 seconds.
That doesn't have a release, or that has a release date. Last of Us 2 does not.
Yeah.
But yeah, that gameplay, or like that little like what is it called? Like the little clip they showed had only like it didn't look good. Like I'll probably play that game, maybe. Depends on what reviews come in like.
I have a feeling they're not going to come in that strong.
They don't have to be like amazing for me to play it, but
what if they're pushing this game over and over to polish it and make it better, and that's why it's not showing that well, and why they pushed it so many times?
What they're showing doesn't look that good. Like if they're showing like these little clips, they should be showing it in its best light, and that if that's its best light,
yeah. But
so Anthem, Crackdown 3, Days Gone, Metro Exodus, all on February 22nd.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's a stacked day. So Sam, from the Sony conference, how did you feel about the Spider-Man, the section that they gave it?
So fun story. I've not watched that trailer. I've not watched that section because that game comes out in 2-3 months.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, I was watching the Sony conference. I wasn't watching it live. I was watching it the next day, and I was just like, I don't need to see this right now. Like, when maybe the hype is at its peak in the first week of September, I'll watch that trailer. But I just kind of feel like I love that game already, and I don't need to watch anything more about it.
I don't think that was a very good clip to show.
It was a weird clip to show.
Like it sets up like it sets up that there's a bunch of we have a bunch of villains and like
a sinister group of 6 villains, you might say.
Yeah, you might say.
I think it was a fearsome 4 in the trailer, but so they set up like it's setting up story stuff, but it's like a very directed linear thing where like there's only so much you can do instead of showing like open world, like the stuff people really want from Spider-Man.
I watched that. They released that last week.
Did you watch any of the post show, Andre? Because they actually showed some of the open world stuff and it looked really cool.
And
but they didn't show it during the show. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and various outlets took a look at it, and that's why it felt like a really baffling segment, because the stuff where you're swinging around the city looks really good.
And
that's all people want.
Yeah, like sorry.
what people want.
Yeah, like Allison, when they showed him sitting on top of like really tall buildings, like New York looks enormous. Like it was actually really impressive.
I think
Yeah,
it's just the island of Manhattan, but
Yeah.
it's like the island of Manhattan.
Yeah,
Like it looks
like
great.
the last like 5 Spider-Man games have been.
But like I think it's like large. I think it's like
Scale looks good.
scaled.
Yeah,
like it's
Yeah,
Like
pretty much
I
one
mean,
to one.
Spider-Man was like 3 windows on the Empire State Building tall in Spider-Man 2, so you know.
yeah, that's true. But like if I think about one of the things I really liked about The Division was that you could walk around Manhattan and it felt like, oh yeah, I've been here. Like it looked like kind
Yeah.
of a pretty good representation, and it looked like Spider-Man was that, but way more of the island. So it just seems really cool with way better fluid motion.
Fun, cool story / fact. Yesterday, Marvel announced that the PS4 Spider-Man is going to enter the Marvel Comics canon, as he is in the new Spider-Man event, Spider-Geddon, which is not a joke name.
Spider-Geddon.
Yep,
Spider-Geddon.
100% Spider-Geddon. And there's a giant poster which says that Spider-Geddon is nigh and has a picture of basically every alternate universe version of Spider-Man on it.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
It's very cool. I'll send you guys the link.
I love to see it.
Spider-Geddon issue 0 is going to be the all the Insomniac Spider-Man. And the cover's cool as fuck.
That name though, it just seems like something that should only come out in Australia.
I would like a Spider-Geddon in Australia. I went to
it's already
Australia. It was rough stuff.
Every day is Spider-Geddon in Australia.
It's human-Geddon. The spiders have won.
Ugh. Okay, what else we got from Sony? We have Last of Us 2, Death Stranding, Ghost of Tsushima.
Ghost
What
of
else?
Tsushima looked really cool.
Ghost of Tsushima looked super neat.
Yeah.
It looks like an Assassin's Creed game, and a lot of people said it's kind of played a bit like that.
That's not a bad thing.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it looks beautiful. The combat, like the combat sequence at the end, like the boss fight or whatever, where it's like one-on-one, like samurai combat, was pretty cool. So yeah, I'm here for that.
I agree.
Neo 2 got announced for next year.
Yeah, that was a surprising announce.
Yeah, that was a quick turnaround because that like Neo 1 is a big game. So but it took them a long time to make it. So maybe they just had like a bunch of extra stuff that didn't make the original game that they like polished up and they're making into a second game. I don't know. I really like the first one. But
yeah. Well, Cheska, you played all of about an hour of that game and then you fell off because it was too hard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's real rough. I don't think there's like a second ending or something after the credits.
Oh wow.
Like the credits end, and then you go back to like the first area, and I didn't finish that.
Wow.
But
So I have a Last of Us question.
yes.
I never played the DLC for The Last of Us, whatever that one was with the Ellie
Left
side story.
Behind, Yeah.
Yeah. Did they establish that she was into ladies in that DLC? Or was this new for the trailer?
From what I understand, yeah. It was
I don't think it's
explicit.
like explicit. I thought it was like implied.
I
And
mean, I haven't played it, so I don't know, but that's what I'd heard, yeah.
Yeah. Like that was
But
the first I'd seen of it, the trailer they showed, and I thought that was super cool. But
I mean, everyone like was like, yeah, no, Ellie is like totally gay or like at least bi. But I don't think it was explicitly stated in Left Behind, and that's why people were like freaking out, like, oh, lesbian kiss.
I thought it was explicitly stated in Left Behind, but I could be wrong. A lot of my friends have been making the joke of like, guys, if you actually were a fan of The Last of Us, you would know that she's gay.
It might be. I still haven't played that.
I
I
haven't
got,
played it either.
me neither.
got the remaster on PS4. I should play that at some point.
But-
yeah, so.
But yo, the gameplay looked way better in that trailer than it ever looked in the original Last of Us.
I think it's just a friendship kiss.
It's the ceremonial touching of labia between lady friends.
Well, now I have a podcast title. Thank you, Andre.
I like stole that from someone on Twitter. I don't remember.
Okay.
No, there's a very, very funny tweet, which is just a picture of the two, of Ellie and that girl kissing. And then the other one is a YouTube comment circled, and it says, I don't know much about relationships between women, but this looks to me like a friendship kiss. It's very funny. And a lot of people are calling him a sweet summer child.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll play that game.
I never finished the first one, but I'm intrigued.
The ending of the how do I say this without spoiling it? Did you get to the giraffes?
No.
Okay, because that was definitely a point where I was like, okay, and now I need to finish this game. I don't know about you, Cheska.
I agree.
Yeah, like when you get to that part of that game, that's when that game is like firing on all cylinders. But
The ending of that game is something else.
I wish the ending of that game is good, but I wish you had more agency. Like when you get to that last room, like you only really have one choice. They make it look like you have other choices, but you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't do anything for ages, and then I got like a game over.
Yeah, which was kind of lame. But Andre, I think from Sony, there's one other game worth talking about, and it seemed like one you cared about.
Resident Evil 2.
Yeah.
What about Death Stranding?
Well, is that a game?
It's not a game.
Look,
Who can be sure?
Hideo
Please
Kojima's
tell us
interactive
about it.
fiction, Death Stranding. His interactive Hannibal fan fiction, Death Stranding.
Well, I mean, apparently, why am I blanking on his name? But Kojima
Mads?
was hanging out with
Mads
Mads?
or Norman Reedus?
no, other.
Guillermo.
No, other.
Del Toro?
I'm blanking on Brian Fuller, who
yes,
was the
I saw that
showrunner on
picture.
Hannibal. So we're getting closer to that reality.
Oh my god, I didn't know that was a thing.
I mean, honestly, I haven't really watched much of Hannibal, mostly because, true story, the first time I tried watching it, I was eating pepperoni pizza while I was watching it, and that is not the best experience for watching Hannibal.
Nope.
No.
But I really, really love Brian Fuller's other show, Pushing Daisies. So it's not really Kojima's speed, but if there was ever a Pushing Daisies video game, I'd be very happy.
Oh man, I hope they take the have any other of you watched the Hannibal show?
I've watched the first like 6 episodes, and
Okay.
it's one of the best looking TV shows ever made.
Yeah. I imagine if Death Stranding had that, like the mushrooms coming out of people. Like that's one of the early episodes of Hannibal.
Yeah. And the Antlers room.
Yeah, the antler. Man, there's so many things that are very Kojima in that. I never really thought about it.
Think about Hannibal's library and how amazing that room looks, and how amazing Hannibal dresses in every scene.
Yeah, Death Stranding looks amazing now.
I will say that one of my predictions that I didn't make was that the baby would flip off the camera. Trailer started with the baby mooning the camera, so I think I should get like a point.
Yeah,
Cheska,
Cheska.
the universe where you made that bet, you would have got a point.
Yeah. Cheska and I were watching the Sony conference, and we're like, "Oh, Death Stranding," and then both of us were like, "Oh, is that a butt?"
Yeah, it is. Kojima's not afraid.
We were not prepared for that.
It was beautiful.
Yeah. Kojima posted a picture of him and Brian Fuller on his own Instagram.
Like Norman Reedus naked doing cartwheels up a mountain.
But yeah, I watched that trailer again today. Just I was hanging out with some friends. We were watching some game trailers, and I watched it again today. And like, I think I watched that trailer. I think I watched every trailer for Death Stranding about 4 times, and the latest one was my favorite, like by a country mile. Like all the extra characters and the completely incomprehensible plot. I'm super into it. I can't.
I love that there are multiple trailers of this game and still nobody knows what's going on. It's.
I mean, that's every Kojima game.
I mean, that's true, but I still appreciate that on a big level.
Yeah.
I still don't. At my wedding, definitely thinks he knows exactly what's going on and was trying to describe to me in detail the evil things and how they like corpses because they are consolidations of time.
Yeah, the one thing I noticed, and I think I pointed out to you, Cheska, was they play into the time like making people really old really fast thing. And one of the little details in that trailer that I thought was super cool was when those creatures were around and the plants were like getting fully grown and then dying and then fully growing again, like over and over again.
There's definitely some time shit going on.
Yeah,
There's
like
a thing called Timefall.
Timefall is such a good word. Like, it sounds bad. It sounds stupid, but like, Timefall is a cool ass word. That's a Michael Crichton book.
Any other thoughts on Sony? I'm really excited about the Resident Evil remake, and it looks good.
It does look good. There was the De Racine game, but it didn't really show much other than a flower.
Yeah, that was the From game.
Yeah, like I wonder what that's.
VR.
Yeah, like what's that going to be? Like From is not really a walking simulator studio.
It's gonna be a walking simulator with Dark Souls storytelling.
So is it gonna be like Limbo? Like you're gonna walk into a room and then a giant spider's gonna murder you?
No, it's just gonna be people saying cryptic things and laughing at you.
Oh, but if they had what are they called? Bloodstains, the little messages you can leave for other players?
Oh yeah.
Man, if you could leave some messages for other players, that would make it.
The bloodstains are where the people die, but yeah.
The other game that was announced at the Sony conference was Control, the new game from Remedy. I thought that looked like a pretty sweet trailer. I'm intrigued.
That got shown behind closed doors. I've heard that some people have been talking about it. I have not heard what they said, but I've heard people have been talking about it.
It sounds like it's if Quantum Break was good.
That sounds fantastic.
I'm down for that.
It's like a higher speed, like you can use your powers more quickly and things like that.
Yeah, I'm 100%.
Actor is going to be in this one.
Yeah, I'm 100% going to play that game. But full disclosure, my cousin was one of the lead writers on it. So.
Wait, okay. Did you? So you knew it was going to be announced at Sony?
No, he didn't say anything. He was NDA'd. No collusion.
Friends of family discount on that one.
Yeah, I think we'll allow it this year. Next year, no Remedy bets for Alex.
He was brought on as a contractor, to be fair.
No Remedy bets.
Collusion.
Permission spoken.
So, do we want to talk about the Smash conference at all?
We should.
Like, they showed Fire Emblem and Mario Party, two games I was super looking forward to, and I was still massively disappointed with that conference. They should have done so many things.
Fire Emblem Switch looks really good. I'm really excited.
I'll play that probably. I hope they don't do like multiple versions like they have in previous games.
I would agree with that.
That's just like, which one do I buy? I don't get it. I like the way these characters look more than these characters, but then this is the harder game and I'm bad at these.
Yeah, but that Fire Emblem game did look really, really, really good.
Dope.
Yeah,
Mario Party looks bad.
I'm intrigued by the whole multiple Switch thing. How you can like put the Switches together. It looked like an interesting. I don't know how much use it's going to get, but it looks really cool. I'm intrigued enough to possibly consider getting it, but
probably will purchase for me, guys. I've always pre-ordered it on Amazon. I'm not even joking.
If the bezels weren't such hot trash on the Switch, that would be like a cooler thing. But like when they showed it and then it drives across like the screens and then it disappears for like 2 seconds and then it comes across on it. Wow. And like they've got a lot of weird hardware in there, so like I get it, but also wow.
Yeah. Do you think you'll play that Xenoblade DLC, Andre?
I haven't even finished the game. I might go back to it during summer vacation, but I've got like a month and a half off. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do for games during that time. I got a lot of time coming up.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was into what they showed for Smash. Except
The-
no
the-
They
Waluigi.
just showed a lot of it.
It was
Yeah,
like
it was
like
too long.
it-
They
was
did not
too
need
long.
it was
It-
seriously just like reading balance patch notes.
Yeah,
it was, and it wasn't like a creative presentation, which was a bummer because they could have done so much cool stuff.
Yeah, I think that what they showed was good, and I'm really excited about Smash for Switch. I'm excited they're bringing back all the characters. The new characters that they do have, Rick, Waluigi, look fun.
Roy's our boy.
Wait, which ones were new for this game?
Ridley,
Right, Ridley.
Ridley, Daisy, and Inklings.
Inklings.
Oh, right. I forgot about Ridley. That was a weird reveal because they murdered Mega Man and Mario.
Yup. Yeah,
Dude,
it's.
Mario.
I think that what they showed looked good. It was just like we really don't need 25 minutes. It's like they looked at all the comments for people in live streams of past Nintendo Directs, saw everybody's saying Smash over and over, so we should do this proportionally. When I don't know if anybody wanted that.
You know what? That was just literally, here's what it is. Yeah, everyone's in it. Fuck off. It's coming out in December. This is all you're getting. We're not saying anything else.
Also, GameCube controllers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that is literally all the information you could want about that Smash game.
Yeah.
And so they don't have to say anything else until it comes out.
We don't need. Wow,
Unless
look, they have slightly different voices. How cool!
Oh my god, that was the most pointless thing I've ever seen.
But I think that was totally brilliant because it's like people who were like really like asking about it were even going, oh come, Jesus Christ, it's too much. So now they're really gonna shut up. And, like,
Yeah.
I bet they'll have like a few like a new challenger approaches during like some like future Nintendo Directs, maybe like 2 more throughout the year or something. But yeah, that's, oh my god.
Who at this point, who is a Smash character you'd like to see in there? Like I see this like Ubisoft things have more likelihood to get in there, like a rabbit or something, but
I could totally see them adding a rabbit.
I'd like Shovel Knight.
Oh, speaking of knights, are you gonna play Hollow Knight on there, Allison?
Oh, I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah, I have it on PC and I've played a decent amount of it, but I just never finished it. So I am really interested in getting it on Switch and playing it again.
I really hated that game, but seeing those developers on the Giant Bomb couch made me respect it a little more. So
fair enough. I'm kind of a sucker for Metroidvania, so
fair enough.
although I need to finish
I don't
Yoku's
think I'll
Island
play
Express
that.
before I get a new Switch Metroidvania.
Yeah. What about are you guys gonna play Octopath?
I'm interested in it.
Comes out the day before my birthday, so probably.
It comes out the like right before I go on my honeymoon. I'm like, is that or Captain Toad going to be the playing game?
I feel like Captain Toad would be a really good short time, like sit down for 20 minutes kind of game.
I beat it on Wii U, or I beat most of it. I didn't do like all the bonus stuff at the end, but that game's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might buy Captain Toad in the Nintendo store in New York as a treat.
I've heard people who've played the new Octopath Traveler demo say that was really, really good. So I'm probably going to go download that maybe after this podcast.
Yeah, I should play that.
I've got it downloaded.
Yeah, I played the original Octopath Traveler demo like to completion, which was actually like 4 or 5 hours. So if this is better, that's good because the original demo wasn't that impressive.
Well,
yeah, I've heard people say
they actually took like feedback from that and
cool
used it to
Like the
influence
Final
the game.
Fantasy.
Well, that's promising then.
Yeah, like this IGN article's headline is Octopath Traveler sees many improvements in new prologue demo, and so
your progress carries over into the actual game release.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. That was kind of it, right? Except for Let's Go Pikachu, whatever.
Yeah,
that's a
Get
game.
that garbage out of here. $40 for a Mew. What the fuck?
Yeah, that was weird.
That's weird. But at the same time, watching the presentation of at the Nintendo Treehouse made me go, from mildly interested to pretty excited, mostly
really?
because in addition to having your either Pikachu or Eevee with you, you also get to have one Pokemon follow you for the first time in years, except it's all of them are scaled. So, for example, in this demo that they were showing in the that they were showing live, like if you brought your Onyx out, you were going to be riding that giant Onyx, and it looks
dude.
kind of like this the type of Pokemon experience that 8-9-year-old Allison would have lost her mind over.
That's actually pretty cool.
You know what's fucking stupid? I bet in the next Pokemon game, like the one for next year, that won't be in there.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
probably not, and it sucks because that's what everybody wants. That's all anybody wants is to have their Pokemon with them.
Yeah,
That's why Heart Gold, Soul Silver are the best Pokemon games. Is because they let your Pokemon walk behind you.
Yep, even though they just look like tiny sprites. And yellow, right?
Yeah, yellow, but it's the Pikachu.
Yeah, it's just the buddy.
But also second gen Pokemon's the best gen.
So. I would agree. Man, well, I think it's like third or fourth gen that whale Pokemon, Whale Lord or whatever is in there. Could you imagine riding that thing that's like friggin' an aircraft carrier-sized Pokemon through like villages?
Give it to me. I want this to carry over for second gen stuff so bad, but
isn't Gyarados meant to be like 50 feet tall?
Like 25.
We'll see.
Exciting. Does anyone have any sum up thoughts on E3? Or anything else I'd like to bring up?
Nothing got me excited about a specific like hardware manufacturer. I wasn't like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, Nintendo. I was actually pretty cold on Nintendo after their presentation. Sony, I was pretty disappointed with their showing. Like, I want to play the games they showed, but like their show overall, I was disappointed with the way they decided to present it.
It was very questionable.
Yeah, I think I get that their idea, especially with the transition into The Last of Us, was cool, but with the whole big gap in between, it was weird.
But man,
they didn't show anything because they couldn't show the people there stuff.
So this is kind of unrelated to the conference, but I feel like Sony's falling back into their PS3 era trap, like between PS2, PS3, between like kind of being too full of themselves with that conference and then also the Fortnite thing.
Yeah. That's what the leader every gen does, though. Microsoft did that this time.
Yeah, but it seemed like they learned their lesson last time.
That's what I was saying when we had that conversation a couple of weeks ago about like, can Sony do it again? Because I don't know if they can.
I don't think anyone else can do it again.
Yeah, like I think Microsoft they've got so much goodwill that I think they could nail it with their next console.
Mm-hmm.
With like Phil Spencer leading the way, whereas like the people in charge of Sony just seem so tone deaf, and like their response to the Fortnite stuff just wasn't a response. It was just you can play with people on PC and Android, and I think they said Mac. I don't know, PC, iOS, and Android. It's like that's not what people are asking about, though.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still waiting for a proper Nintendo Direct after we got the live stream with the patch notes for Smash Brothers.
They did the Pokemon one, then they did E3. I bet there's not one till like August, maybe August, September.
Right, but at least they do them fairly regularly, and so they don't really need E3 as much.
There's like 3 big releases in July and August, so I would probably assume we're getting one around then to say these things are coming out, but also these things are coming out next month. So I think July actually is probably a good time for a Direct.
Maybe.
Weirdly. Because they really didn't show anything at this one. It was like 40 minutes and 25 for Smash. So I think launch trailer for Mario Tennis Aces, even though it will have been out for a month, launch trailer for Octopath and Captain Toad, and then a look forward at Monster Hunter and something else.
You think they're going to? I mean, maybe because that Monster Hunter game is just
Yoshi?
Yes, version.
Yeah, I still think it'll sell real well. I mean, I'm probably going to get it.
It will, but I don't know if you'll like it because it's going to be the 3DS game. It's going to have all those limitations, and it's not going to have the quality of life stuff that's in World.
I think now I've learned how to play Monster Hunter, I won't mind not having it. It's because when I didn't have any quality of life, and I also didn't know how to play the game, I think that was what was stopping me enjoying it.
Sure.
But I mean, that's a rental. I say I'm going to buy it. I will rent it and then buy it if it's good.
There was no. I'm actually surprised there was no Monster Hunter news.
Yeah, I thought there'd be a Monster Hunter expansion maybe at Sony. But yeah, we've been wrong before.
Very often.
Yep.
Yeah, Sony didn't have much of anything to show. Oh man, that Resident Evil! I watched the gameplay. There's like 20 minutes of gameplay out there for Resident Evil 2. It looks so good.
It does look really good, but I'm still getting used to Leon's new face
and his voice.
And his voice.
I'll probably play through the first time as Claire.
Was Ada Wong in there? I didn't even notice.
I don't think in the trailers. No, I don't think so. But they showed Sherry. Is that the girl's name?
I can't remember.
I just watched a playthrough of Resident Evil 2. I don't know.
It's a good game.
Oh, except no, wait. But I watched the Leon playthrough, so it was Ada, not Sherry.
Right.
But yeah, if they have Sherry, I bet they have Ada. And like Ada's so instrumental to the Resident Evil story that she's going to be in there.
Especially 2, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. So, what an E3 that was. Congratulations again to Alison for winning the betting competition. The competition.
Handily.
What a season. What a season.
Yeah. The new season starts today.
Is this preseason? This is training.
Just like SmackDown, the new storylines start today after our E3 WrestleMania. Thanks everybody for tuning in.
SmackDown's 2 days later.
Please like, review, and subscribe to our shows everywhere you can. We'll, make an effort if you do send us comments or put things, places to take those on as feedback or to talk about your stuff in the show. So yeah, interact with us online, and you could be a part of the show. You could even get invited on, like Chris and Cheska and Xavier have been. So it's pretty good. Pretty small fan community right now, which exclusively consists of like 3 of our friends and our significant others. So
and previously Erica's grandmother.
Yeah. Yeah, she doesn't listen to it.
Get her back. Maybe if we can get like Allison to talk about knitting, we can get her back.
Oh, I can do that.
I knit.
Hell yeah.
Very well often, but I can knit.
I'm more of a crochet person myself.
I
cross-stitching.
I was a cross-stitch guy, but I understand. So today we've been the normal people who normally host the show, including me. You can find me on everything at SGCH, and Alex, who you can Google. He's nodding for the audio listeners.
Yeah, I was looking for my fart button, but I didn't have it.
What was the thing Alex said at the beginning of the show? What was your intro joke?
About Dave Lang and murdering him.
Oh yeah, no, you're gonna get banned from Pornhub for that.
Yeah.
And Allison?
You can find me on Twitter at WRITERSERENYTY, and my blog is at happy-media.net.
And Andre?
You can find me on Twitter at Coolslaw, COOLSL4W, and in Destiny 2 getting slurs rolled at them immediately upon getting into a guided game.
Cool.
Going back at it again today.
I need to play some PS4 Destiny. I need to finish that expansion. But I've been too busy. I've basically done nothing all week.
The Nightfall. I didn't know they did. The Nightfall is just like the last story mission this week. Is the last story mission from that Destiny, from the DLC. Which is weird.
Interesting.
Instead of a strike. And one of the strikes is just one of the story missions too. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, both the expansions had strikes as story missions.
Yeah, that was mad. it's making me feel worse about the
Purchase of the DLC.
yeah.
I
only
think
paid
Forsaken,
$20,
I'm still excited about. I will still buy it, but and it comes out 3 days before Spider-Man though, so like, how much time am I going to give to that game? In seriousness. But yeah, let's talk about this another time. Stop podcast. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Have a good sleep.
Yes, I definitely will do that.
Okay, bye.